Want me to go pick up a chicken?
What makes you think you can catch a chicken and pick it up?
I've done it before.
What?
I can pick up a chicken. I've done it before.
I don't believe it. Go pick one up. You gotta watch old Crank. He'll catch him chickens. This is a little bit different right here. This ain't got anything to do with hunting. There's like 3 questions I get asked about constantly in this order. Number 1 is the tube call. Number 2 is Cranky. And number 3 is my chickens. People want to know about the chickens, so I'm going to give you a tour of my solar-powered, self-sufficient chicken coop and show you what I did to kind of make it low maintenance. Anytime we're home, anytime Pam's home, anybody's home, the chickens are out. And the reasons that they are out is they love to eat grass and insects. They keep it real clean around here. And anytime they're free ranging a lot, they don't hardly eat any commercial food. Now you got to have some food available for them, but if you leave them out all day, all weekend, they won't touch any of that stuff right there. This is my chicken assistant for the day. Say, hey, Crank.
Hey.
Here's the chicken coop. It's 8 feet wide and about 12 feet long. And the reason I did the 8 feet wide is that's the length of a sheet of plywood. And I am by no stretch in any way, shape, or form a carpenter, and was able to pull this off. The key to this thing was not chicken wire, but hardware cloth. This is hardware cloth. The holes are like just a little bit over a 1/4 inch like that. And I didn't do that to keep the chickens in. That's like chicken wire keep chickens in. That's why they call it chicken wire. This stuff is way stiffer and can't anything get in there, i.e. snakes, and they have tried. And I'll show you proof of that right here. That's the one, I'm gonna call that a divot, because I pulled up here one day and I opened the door to the chicken coop just like this. And I looked at them, I was just kind of checking things out. When I went to close the door, it wouldn't shut all the way. And I looked up, the giant snake right there hissing at me. I'm pretty scared of snakes anyway. Only thing handy was my golf clubs were still in the back of the truck. So I swung at that thing with, I think it was a 9-iron. Took a divot out of my chicken coop. Snake got away, but anyway, snakes can't get in there, and that's a big deal. Ooh, look at here. How many is it?
6.
Got 6 eggs. I built the chicken nest on the outside, so you can get to it from the outside. And everything on this whole chicken coop you can do from the outside. But anyway, this is all just plywood. Let me show you a little bit more on the inside. If I could get a do-over, I could do one thing over. I'd put this. This is an access door to get inside. I'd put one on the other side too. So if you build your chicken coop, put one of these on the other side. I just split the plywood about every, I don't know, 60 days or so. These are cedar chips up in here. I'll just rake that out into my ATV buggy, haul them off, pull them out in the field somewhere, and I put new chips in there. They seem to love that. It keeps it smelling good in there, and there's really good insulation during the winter time. But that's pretty much it. I got a couple of 2x4s for them to roost. Let me show you them. I have one on each side in case the chickens have social issues. A lot of times when you mingle chickens, they'll have social issues. You know, I started with 6. I've had them for years now. A couple of them died. We replaced them. Well, when you replace a chicken, you bring some into the flock, it causes drama. So I read you bring them in, you put them up on the roost at night, which is what I did. So when they wake up, they staring at their new compadres down there, and it seems to lessen the blow. But anyway, that combination of cedar chips and 2 roosts on either side has worked well. And some people said, well, the roost poles have to be round, they have to be this and that. Those are 2x4s flat, and they sleep there every night. This is the business side of the chicken coop. This is 4-inch PVC, and it's just a straight tube. I'll go around and show you the inside. But this tube chute goes into their feed bucket. I can just feed from the outside. When I'm on the road, whoever's helping with the chickens, they don't have to go inside for anything. Feed them from right here, just like that. The feed is just what they call, if you go to the co-op or Tractor Supply, I just say I need layer pellets, chicken feed for hens that are laying eggs, and then I mix a little of this in there. It's called oyster shells, just crushed up oyster shell, and supposedly that makes the shells of the eggs harder. I guess that's a common practice. I read and read and read, so I mix a little bit of this, you know, maybe a couple of pounds to a 25-pound bag, mix it, and that's what I feed them when they're not out eating insects. Now that right there is an old Betacam box I used to use when we had gigantic Betacams for hunting the country. Very weatherproof. It's been out here for 7 or 8 years now, and this is where I put the solar stuff. The only thing running on it right now, solar panel wise, is I got a fan in there, a 12-volt car fan I bought at Walmart. And of course I've got the inverter, I got the marine cycle battery, I got everything I need. This was a solar panel kit from Harbor Freight. But the interesting thing, and I just kind of figured this out by accident, because again, I ain't no electrician, I certainly don't know much about solar, but I got the fan plugged straight to the solar panel. I'm not running it through a battery or an inverter or anything. When the sun hits the solar panel, that fan starts blowing and rotating, oscillating, and as the sun goes down, it quits. So that fan is running straight off of that solar panel and not going to a battery, not going to an inverter or anything. I'm sure there's people out there way smarter than me can tell you why that happens, but it does. The fan's fixing to pick up right now. It's early in the morning. About 9:30 or 10 it'll start, and about 6 or 6:30 it'll quit. I put a rain gutter on the back side, tilted it down this way, and hooked it into, this is a pickle barrel I bought at the co-op for like $10, and water runs into that, comes out the bottom. Got some 1-inch or 3/4 inch PVC that goes down to the, what I call the watering station. I'll walk in there and show you, but this stays full from the rain. It does have an on and off valve. I'll wrap this right here when it starts getting cold, but the water catchment thing keeps them with fresh rainwater. And let me go in there and show you how they get their water. Now here's the back side of the water thing, and these are called chicken nipples. And I just drilled like a, I don't know, whatever size hole, 1/4 inch hole, and screwed them in, thread them right into the PVC pipe, and they'll come up here and peck them, and water comes out. It's self-serve. It's like a buffet in here. Here's the chute for the feed. Again, low maintenance. It's just the coolest thing ever. I also have one more thing on here. This door for when it gets really cold during winter time. I try to do my best to keep them warm. With all that cedar shavings in there, that works pretty good. But I also have a door. I can close this door at night. They don't have to have that cold north wind on them.
So I went and pick up a chicken.
There we go. Cranky found a chicken. Cranky found a chicken. He's the only person here can catch a chicken. Now they come to me, but everybody else has to run and catch them.
I didn't run and catch them. I want just squat down and let me pick it up.
Just let you get him. Just let you pick him up.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, the chickens were kind of a fun thing. You know, they're very therapeutic to me anyway. So I love it. I love fooling with them. I love the eggs. It isn't so much about the foods, it is kind of being self-reliant, which is an attitude, you know, something that we try to be big on. We got a garden, we eat a lot of wild game, and you know, for me, It all started when Katrina hit, and Greg Briggs and I, who also works for Mossy Oak, we got a call from one of our good buddies that was a game warden down there. They had just got there and said, "Cuz, we need some help." Toxie kind of wrote a check for what we needed to take those guys, and Greg and I went down to the Mississippi Gulf Coast and were there for a while. And let me tell you something, you could have all the money and wealth and land, just whatever, but if you didn't have gasoline and some food and some water, you were in bad shape. So that's kind of where I started I'm gonna be a little more self-reliant on my little farm. So it's a good state of mind to be in.